Welcome to Botany360 event titled "How to Be a Successful Botanical Society Student Representative." Before we move on, I would like to introduce myself as the current and outgoing student representative, and I also have Sara here. So my name is Benjamin Ajayi, currently an outgoing student representative of Botanical Society of America. I am a graduate student from Florida State University, and my specialization is ecology and evolution, with specifying majorly on below ground plants and their complex interaction. Yeah, so I will hand over to Sarah to introduce herself.
Thank you, Ben, and hi everyone. It's so nice to see you all here. When do you wanna, Ben? Do you wanna press the presentation, like the if you go to the bottom, the book icon? Yeah, that one. Thank you. Yeah, as Ben mentioned, yeah, we're very pleased to have you all here. It's very nice to see people interested in the student representative roles in the Botanical Society of America. And we just want to share a little bit of our experience as members of the Botanical Society of America, and hopefully clarify some questions you might have related to these roles. We will be sharing a very informal, presentation on our limited experience, but please feel free to ask any questions you have related to, like, other things that you might be interested related to the Botanical Society of America. And please reach out anytime you want, because we're happy to talk anytime, and hopefully we can connect in the Botany 2026 conference this year. As Ben mentioned, also a student representative, the 2025-2027 student representative for the Botanical Society of America. I'm a PhD student in the EV department of UCLA, and I'm in my fourth year, so about to finish, hopefully. And my background is in ecology and functional diversity of tropical plants. And for my dissertation, I'm working in the Colombian Andes, studying the thermotolerance and how these traits might influence the speciation process in mountain trees, in the three mountain ranges we have in the northern Andes. As I mentioned, it's very nice to be here, and yeah, I hope we have a great time together.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. As she mentioned, our major goal here is actually to clarify expectation for potential student representative, because we know is one of the critical arm of Botanical Society of America. For every student community, they need someone that can represent them and represent them very, very well. And I'm happy to have us around as a potential student representative. So for today's meetings, goal is number one is to actually clarify expectations for botanical student representative. I know there are various expectations that is actually expected from us, from both the BSA staffs, Botanical Society staff, and from student communities. So there are expectations from us, and also we are here to share strategies for engaging and representing students in BSA communities. I want to believe there are strategies for engaging and representing students in our BSA community. So we are here to share those strategies. And as Sarah said, if we have questions at the end of this presentation, we'll be willing to take our questions. Then the third is we want to build continuity by transferring institutional knowledge from current student rep to prospective ones. If there's anything that has helped me as a current and outgoing BSA student representative, is actually the past knowledge that I got from the past student representative. They are able to transfer those knowledge into me, and the same knowledge I've been able to carry it in the last 1 year. So the essence of the meeting is actually to ensure that there is that transfer of knowledge so that we can be more effective as a student representative and to engage more of student community. And of course, we are here to encourage participation of students in BSA communities so as not to have low participations in BSA activities. We are here to also encourage participations. So, and to move on, so what does a BSA student representative do? Let's start from here. What are our expectations? What are the roles that we carry out as a student representative? The number one role is actually we help to organize Botany360 events. We help to organize Botany360 events. What is Botany360 event? For example, the program we are holding currently now is actually a Botany360 event, and they are majorly outreach. They are outreach where we reach the student community on different areas. Number one is I remember the one we had earlier this year is how to get into a grad school. Yes, that too was being handled by Botany360 events, where we discuss extensively on how to get into a grad school, getting a potential advisor, how to network. Yeah, so it's one of the role of student representative for BSA. Another one is we organize student social. So what student social is actually a student mixer that usually comes up once in every botany conference. So that usually come up at towards the tail end of a botany conference where the students gather together to network, beyond networking to socialize. So student representative is actually the one in charge and it organized that. And this from this picture, this is the example of the past social mixer that we have at Botany 2025 at Palm Spring. And it was fun. Yeah, it was really, really fun. I really, really enjoy myself because there are quite a number of students that I never knew before. I met them there and we are still in contact to date. Yes, so that's like that. Another role for the for student BSA student representative is we help organize career in botany luncheon. So that too comes up every botany conference. There's actually a section for career in botany luncheon where we get speakers across different field from industries to academics, to advisors. So we bring them together so that they can share their knowledge on how they were able to get into their career of their chosen career, not only get there alone, so how they were able to rise the ladder in their career. So this was a picture from the last one we had. And we had in attendance, we had like 90. Yes, we were like 90 in attendance. So we also help to organize that, and to tell you is a lot organizing because we have to send a lot of emails across different institutions, different industry to just get speakers. And I remember the speakers, we have like 10 speakers in attendance. Yeah, we have 10 speakers in attendance and they did a fantastic job. So that is one of the role of BSA student representative. And of course, you can go to BSA site to find more information on that.
But and if I can add, just to, I mean, if you haven't had the chance to join a botany conference, one of the main goals of the conference is to provide a space for researchers and for students and early career researchers to interact and sort of build up the network you have as like botanists and researchers. So these are basically the traditional events happening for students in the conference, but when you are a student representative, you have the chance to propose new events from your own perspective and your own preferences and experiences. You can also suggest new events. So, for example, in the past conference, we also had a listening session for early career researchers. So don't feel like you are limited to these events because maybe you think about new ideas that might improve the experience of early career researchers and especially students in the conference. Hopefully, in our role as student representatives, we can support these spaces during the conference for people to interact and build up in the collaboration opportunities. From my personal experience, collaboration with other people has been crucial to make my research possible in the tropics. So I highly encourage you to like think about new ideas and maybe if you are planning to apply for this role, feel free to share that with the society, with the board, and with people working on the planning of the conference. But even if you're not planning to apply to that, feel free to share your ideas with us. We're always happy to listen and like talk to people because what we want to do is creating a great space for people to enjoy the conference. So this is one of the roles, as Ben mentioned, but just to mention that there are opportunities for new events, and hopefully you can contribute to this planning.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. She said a lot. The next role I want to mention is actually it also help to share student resources. So we help to share student resources. We get down to student community and tell students that hey, there are a lot of resources here, starting from funding. There are a lot of funding awards that can help us in our research as a graduate student in our various institutions. And currently, we have quite a number of them open right now, and a few of them will be closing, will be expiring by 1st of February, some February 16 and on like that. So number one of the resources that is I know is very, very critical to every graduate student is actually funding. We need funding for our research work, yes. So as a student rep, we help to share these resources to students that actually need that. And beyond funding, there are job opportunities as well. There are intern for grad student, undergrad student that are opening in different universities that you might be very, very interested in, that are opening in industries, because I know BSA collaborate with all these institutions and industries, so they have access to job openings all across universities, industries. So by the time we collect all these yes, resources and opportunities together, it is the job of student representative to actually get it down or share it out so that it can be accessible to students. So aside job openings, funding, then also, I know of okay, let me share, for example, what actually get me into US today was one of these resources. So I got to see the travel award. So I got travel award from BSA. From there, I was able to apply. I came to US. Beyond coming to US for conference, my current advisor, I met him at Botany Conference 2022 at Alaska. So that is one of the opportunity. Yeah, that's one of the opportunities that you can never imagine you can get as a student in Botanical Society of America. So we help to share different resources like that. So I don't know if Sarah has anything to add to that.
Yeah, no, as Ben mentioned, one of our roles as student representatives is share the information on the opportunities that the Botanical Society of America has for everyone. As students, our mission or our main focus is sharing the information for students and early career researchers. And yeah, I also got an award from the Botanical Society of America, and that's how I learned about this society. And actually, that's one of the things that I like the most about a BSA, because the awards are not limited to US students. They're
Yeah.
also open or available for international students. And as an international student, I really appreciate this effort from the Botanical Society of America of supporting everyone in our community. So yeah, like take a look at the opportunities that the Botanical Society of America has. And again, if you are planning to volunteer for this position, make sure to like think about an effective way to share this information. And that's why I emphasize a lot that if you have any feedback for us to like explore any other way to share the information with you all, we're always happy to hear, because we know we might have limited approaches and ways to communicate, and maybe you have new ideas, and that's the goal we want to have as student representatives, sharing the information and make this information available for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, another role for student representative is actually will help to draft a student newsletter. So by the time you go to Botanical Society of America site, you will see BSA student newsletter, where it's majorly information all about student activities, on how to get opportunities, award, happenings, yeah, happenings around student community, student engagement. So the BSA student newsletter is just majorly about happenings all across our student communities. So student representative is actually the one in charge and sharing that. And I remember we just drafted the one for this spring and is out already. So that is one of the another role for student representative. The another role is we also help in drafting bulletins for every semester. Also, we have bulletins that we draft, and the essence of the bulletin is actually to also just remind us of what is happening in Botanical Society of America, and to just keep us abreast of the happenings and the opportunities. And of course, if there is any role that is open, like different committees for different role, so we also post it in the bulletin and say that, hey, keep eyes on this particular role. It will be opening by this time of the day, or by this time of the month, or this time of semester. So that is the essence of of the bulletins for different semester. So I don't know if Sarah has anything to say on that. Yeah. So tips from the past student representative. And as I said, we need a past student representative to actually keep the student rep of Botanical Society going. And number one is we don't wait to be asked. You have to propose ideas. According to what Sarah said the other time, we are not limited to the laid down or the already laid down ideas that we have as a student rep. When you come in, you might decide to say, hey, I have a new ideas. I want to improve on the ideas on ground, and this will further engage student community more. You are welcome. You don't have to wait to be asked. Just go ahead and propose it. And once you propose it, you have to carry the BSA staff along, because no matter how fantastic your ideas or our ideas might be, we can't execute it alone. Yeah, we can't execute it alone. We need BSA staff. We need to work together with BSA staff so that the ideas can materialize and get down to student community. So that we must take note of. Then also another tip from this past student rep is we have to keep shared document and timelines. You know, this shared document as a BSA rep, we have a Google Drive where we keep all of the happenings in students in BSA student in BSc we have a student drive where we keep all of the happenings, and these actually help us not to start thinking of new ideas. That is number one. Number two is peradventure tomorrow you want to draft a new student newsletter. You don't have to start thinking of, okay, how do I need to go about drafting this? You just have to go back to the document, go back to the past document and regenerate and just work on it and come up with a new student letters. Like student resources now, we have the past one in our Google Drive, and you just have to go back to it, work on the past one, and get the new student resources. So that is the essence of keeping the shared document. It is very, very, very important to the progress of any student representative. It's very, very, very important to the progress of any student representative. Yes, and another one is we must communicate early with Botanical Society of American staff. See, you see BSS staff, they are very, very, very critical as well to the success of any student representative. Honestly, if you have anything in mind, if you have any ideas in mind to execute it, you have to communicate with them early, because they have the timeline that they work with. For any program to be executed, for any program to come alive, you need to communicate with them way ahead so that they can include it for every semester's program like that. So they are very, very critical to the success of Botanical Society student representative. Yeah, so and we must tend to communicate early if we want to get anything done as a student representative. So I don't know if Sarah has anything to share about that.
No, I mean, from my perspective, I think these tips are effective not only as a student representative, but overall thinking about the grad student or the student experience, right? It's good to like keep communication going, and especially with people or the community that it's there to support you. So uh, just for you know that there's going to be a community supporting you in your role as a student representative. The staff members are very nice, always willing to help. So that's an advantage you have in this role. So don't be afraid of like all the responsibilities you might have as a student representative, because there's going to be a community you have to support you. Um, as Ben mentioned, there are some shared documents from previous years, and as you might have noticed, each student representative has a 2-year long term. So the idea of this 2-year long term is that there is sort of a transition, a nice transition in which you have the opportunity to work with the previous student representative to sort of learn about this experience, know about the society, and also sort of, yeah, like take a time to prepare yourself for your upcoming year, as like leading the events and the new initiatives as a student representative. So that's super nice. I'm just learning a lot from Ben's experience, from the society, and I have found this as like this transition very effective to again like learn about the society, the opportunities they have for the students. So if you are like worry about the responsibilities you might have as a student representative, I will say this transition is very effective for you to, like just learn and make errors, or, just like have the chance to learn. What else? No, I just want to encourage people to like take a chance to serve the community. We will be talking about some of the advantages and some of the like aspects related to the role as a student representative, but just I just wanted to like stop here and share or emphasize that having this transition and this great community is so nice to have the opportunity to serve and learn about the leadership in the society. But before we move on, I wanted to check if you have any questions on what Ben just shared. We basically talk about the main roles we have as student representatives, which are related to communication and planning some of the events for the conference. But yeah, let us know if you have specific questions that we might clarify, or if you have questions related with the application process. Just let us know, and we will be happy to like answer some of the questions before we move on. We're fine.
Cool.
We're doing great. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Okay. Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the end, yeah, you also have the opportunity to ask questions. So, as Ben just mentioned, as a student representatives, we have the chance to represent our communities. So don't think about this role as like a solo role. You like the society is not expecting that you come up with new ideas and just like new initiatives. Ideally, you as like the representative can capture the concerns and the preferences and the needs from your society. So this has a challenge because we are a large society. Fortunately, in the society, we are tons of students and tons of early career researchers in the society. So, of course, communicating with each other might be difficult, but we have, as Ben mentioned, support from the society, like sending emails or the opportunity to plan a Botany360 events or having other type of events in the conference. So just keep an eye on this idea, because ideally it's not you coming up with new like events or ideas for the society, but it's you representing what the students in our society need. Probably that makes this role easier for you. And on that note, we always try to think about accessibility, funding, representation in our society, and inclusion, because we come from very like diverse backgrounds, and ideally the society can support everyone in our community. So those are some of the values or aspects we consider when we plan for like new events or initiatives, or in terms of funding. Like making decisions on funding might be difficult, so we always try to think about accessibility, representation, and inclusion. Of course, we might have some potential gaps. That's why we encourage you to communicate with us and share with us some of the concerns or the ideas you might have, because that way we can communicate this to the board and to the society, and we can improve these aspects. So please communicate and reach out to us if you have any ideas or concerns. And we're making an effort on advocate for undergrad students. I know most of the events and probably the funding opportunities are focused on grad students, but we really want to make an effort on representing the undergrad students and the early career researchers in our society, because we know that they might have different needs. So if you are an undergrad student or an early career researcher, a postdoc, or and you have ideas or concerns, please let us know. We will be happy to work together on creating a space for you and improving your experience in the conference and in the society, overall speaking. Can we move to the next slide? Thank you. But let's talk about some of the benefits of being a student representative. I really like the service opportunity that this role has. I'm pretty new to this society. I have I mean, I have to be honest. And as I mentioned, I am learning from Ben, from the board meetings, and from, like the events that the society offer. Because my background is mostly related to the tropics and, like research being done there. But service has been very important in my career, and I feel that I have learned a lot from service opportunities. So, for example, in the past, I had the chance to work with another society in planning a conference, and that was such an amazing experience because I had the chance to like really learn about the process of planning, events, and like what things we need to keep in mind to make the conference and the events better for everyone. Also, in my department, I try to be active on, like serving the community. So this just to say that service opportunities are around. You don't have to wait until like applications, like calls for applications. You always have opportunities to serve your community. And I think that's a good start. If you are in a department with some needs, I think that's a good start for you to like start thinking about a community and what you can contribute with. So the opportunity that the student representative role and the student representative roles in other committees have, it's a great like experience for you to also learn about the needs of your community. So I highly encourage you to start serving your community in the way you can right now. We also have the chance to interact with the board members and develop some leadership skills because, yeah, we're here to represent what the students need and what the early career researchers need. So you don't have to be like prepared. Sometimes we tend to think about like a specific qualifications we need to serve the community. But in this role, you also have the chance to just, learn and sort of develop these leadership skills. So think about this opportunity as a learning experience because you can do it during this process. You also have the chance to interact with many members during the conference and during the planning process. So you can expand the professional network. You can also apply for other events. So the opportunities for networking will be there. And I highly encourage people to take advantage of that opportunity because that's how science works, right? Like from my perspective, science is possible because of the community and because of like the collaboration within members. So I feel this is a very important opportunity as representatives in our community. Also, of course, you learn about the society and how scientific societies work, because there's overlap in terms of dynamics in many of these societies. So that's also super cool to learn about. And you gain experience in outreaching and communication, because as we mentioned, we're always thinking about that, like what's the most effective way to communicate with people, to sort of share the opportunities with everyone. So in this experience, like by just trying to serve your community, you have many chances to learn um, and gain different skills for your career and for your, yeah, for you as a researcher. Yeah, we move next. Yeah. Oh, you're muted, Ben.
I'm sorry, I never knew. I've forgotten I have muted my microphone. So I said I want to add to the point number three, expand your professional network. Honestly, what BSA has done to my research and career, I can never overemphasize it, because I've met quite a number of people from different diverse research background that has contributed and has shaped my research experience today through Botanical Society of America. I'm also looking forward to the next coming conference. So anytime I go like that, I go to people that I know that they are doing something that is very, very important in my field, that I know that they can contribute so much to my field. Those are the people I go to meet anytime I go to for conference. So this point number three is very, very important on how to expand your professional network. And I want us to always keep eyes on that. Anytime you come for a conference, you know that you are coming to network and coming to shape or reshape your research background or your research experience through meeting, by meeting like minds that are in your field. Yeah. So
Yeah, thanks for adding that, Ben. And I totally agree. Don't wait until being like a representative to take advantage of these network opportunities. Hopefully, the mixers and the, like different events happening during the conference are good opportunities for you to build up the network you have as a researcher. Um, so yeah, thank you for adding that. And we also wanted to discuss some of the challenges, because maybe those challenges might prevent you to apply for this position, but we wanted to emphasize that there are opportunities to support you. So please don't think about the challenges as like a limitation for you to be in this role. Hopefully, the community around you might support you and like help you in this process. So one common challenge in this role might be like the like hard opportunities to engage with a large community. As I mentioned, we are a lot of students and early career researchers in the Botanical Society of America. But as I mentioned, you have the opportunity to reach out via email with the support of BSA staff members. And also, you have the chance to plan Botany360 events, so you can continue, like building this relationship with the community. And also during the conference, you have the chance to interact with many people during the student mixer or the different events Ben just mentioned at the beginning of the presentation. So please come talk to us if you have questions about this role, if you have or if you have any questions about the society or any new ideas, come talk to us, because we are always happy to talk with people. And think about this as an advantage of this role. Like, it's not just you doing the work. you have a community supporting you. So there are ways to overcome this challenge. Of course, time management might be a limitation. As students, I'm sure we all like struggle with that a little bit, especially sometimes of the quarter or the semester. But we work as a team. As I mentioned, you have like a 1 year transition period to work with the other student representative, and you always have access to a like support from the community in the board. So yeah, this is not a solo role. This is a role that you can develop by working with a great team. I have to emphasize that the community in the Botanical Society of America is great. They're always willing to help. So you have the chance to work as a team and, like work together in these ideas. And as I mentioned, service can have a space in your agenda every time. So don't wait until like have this role like they yeah don't wait until having a role for serving your community. I'll say I think service is always a great thing to do if you have the chance to do so. So yeah, I'll say time management might be a limitation, but I'm sure you can figure out a way to include these activities in your agenda if you're interested in serving your community. And finally, the expectations might be confusing, especially if you're new to the society or new to the conferences, but that was the goal of this meeting. We wanted to clarify expectations for a student representative role. And that's okay to have questions, even if you are the student representative. As Ben mentioned, you always have people willing to answer these questions and clarify any questions you might have. So yeah, don't be afraid of having questions and like asking because that's what we as a community are here for. And with that, I really wanted to uh, again encourage you all to get involved in the Society of America as a student representatives or as representatives for the different roles we have. We're happy to take any questions now or via email. The applications for student representative positions are open, so think about it. And if you are interested on learning something about service leadership, I highly encourage you to apply to these positions. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to us or to Amelia. She's super nice and always happy to help. And we're still planning more events for the Botany360 agenda, but let us know if you're interested in learning about specific topics of the society. And yeah, we will be happy to address any questions you might have. You're muted again.
Sorry, so I also want to say if you are not a member of Botanical Society of America yet, you can be a member because that is the first step to applying and becoming a BSA student representative. You need to be a member. And if you think you have any financial constraint of being a member, you can contact Amelia. This is Amelia email address. Yeah, you can contact Amelia. I want to believe there are financial assistance that can actually help you to register and becoming a BSA member, or you want to renew your membership. So I think that is the first step ahead. And of course, the Sarah said the position is currently open, and the deadline is I guess is February, around February 1st. Yes. And we also have other fantastic Botany 360 events that is underway. I know, and the next one we'll be doing will be around that June, where we'll be giving you guide on Botany 2026 conference guide. So feel free to join and keep your eyes on Botanical Society website for other fantastic program that will be coming up in the course of the year.
Yeah. We have a question on the chat. Joseph, thank you so much for asking. And the question is, could you provide an example of a student concern or need that you brought up to the board from the past year? Yeah, do you want to share something, Ben? I have some ideas, but yeah.
Yeah, so one of the needs, so for this year, there's no any pressing need yet, but last year, one of the need to that we had was a student trying to navigate a career path. Yeah, so I think that is more personal than the position of student representative. So was trying to navigate the career path. It was even the mail was sent to BSA staff, which was directed to the past student representative and myself. And we were able to have the meeting. We were able to have a meeting with that particular student and gave the students several options, and from there was able to develop the career the student was trying to navigate through. That is number one. The second one for as regards the BSA position was one of the concern was financial constraint in renewing the membership. Yeah, financial constraint in renewing the membership. So we had to get BSA student, we had to get BSA staff involved, and that too was able to get sorted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing we discussed right after the conference this year was after the listening session we host with the early career researchers. We noticed that there are many events for grad students, but not like a lot of opportunities for postdocs, for example, to interact. So one of the ideas we have, and we're still in the planning, is hosting sort of a mixer for postdocs as well, and maybe for undergrads. We're still like thinking about the events, but like providing a space for them to interact because it's a very, like special time in the career. It's like a transition time or a stage, and they wanted to have a space to interact with other people in the same situation or the same stage. And that's something that like they directly communicated to us. That's an effort we're working on. And another thing I noticed, of course, your ideas might be influenced by your background, right? And that's okay. That's why we need many people with different backgrounds joining these positions. But the tropical session is not quite represented in our society. You have probably seen some of the emails asking for volunteers for some of the positions in this section. And my research is in the tropics, so I'm trying to work on building and supporting the community in this section. Because if we want to have this section active in the society, we need to work together. So that's something else as a new student representative, I'm trying to work on. And again, you can see there are different opportunities for you to contribute with the different needs of the society. But yeah, those are two things I can think about. Yeah, feel free
So
to
there's another
unmute
question.
yourself. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think there's another question here.
Yeah, maybe.
Nicholas?
Yeah, Lois.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. Sorry, I showed up a little bit late. So if you already talked about this, but I was interested in applying for the elections committee as a student representative, and I was wondering if either of you served as that or if you knew like the experience of someone serving in that position.
No,
Yeah,
oh, do you have experience with that? Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have experience with that, and I don't have anyone serving as election committee. I'm sorry.
I will say I don't have experience serving on that position, but we have the chance to interact with board members working on that. I can say that everyone in the board is very nice. So I hope you have a great experience working with them together. Uh, these positions are not time consuming. I will say I mean, time managing, it's just a common struggle for all grad students. But I'll say, hopefully, these positions don't take tons of times from you. This it's a great opportunity to interact also with like members of the board. So unfortunately don't have experience, but from my experience as a student representative, I'll say that you have overall the same benefits as a student representative. It's like the chance to communicate what the students need from your own experience and like learning from members in that committee.
Cool. Well, thanks so much.
Well,
Of
thank you for
course.
asking. Uh, Thank you for joining. Yeah, we're
So
gonna
we don't have any other question? Yeah, I think there's no any other question. Thank you all for joining. I don't know if Sarah has any other things she want to say.
No, I just want to thank you all for joining today. I know it's a very like busy time of the quarter of the year. Um, Again, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And if you're thinking about serving your community, yeah, I encourage you all to apply for these positions. It's great that we can contribute as students. And yeah, I will say just keep in touch and let us know if you have any ideas, questions, or concerns. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you for joining. As Sarah said, if you have any further questions, our email is there. You can always reach out to us and we'll be happy to interact with you. Thank you all for joining.